All right, Mega Man 3 fans, how we doing today? I'm pretty fired up for this one, gotta say. Was here for a match a couple days ago, which was awesome, and went 3 games and had a lead change in the Wily stages, and kind of expecting the same kind of race today. Both runners are just about getting ready to get started here, and yeah, we're in for a good one. So this is the last winners bracket quarterfinal match. Between prisi, the 4 seed, and Madu, the 5 seed. It's Mega Man 3 PB week, so if you haven't gotten your Mega Man 3 PB, make sure to do your attempts because everybody seems to be PBing in this game right now. Madu PB'd 3 days ago with a 34.02. prisi, I think, PB'd twice in the last week, but got an amazing 33.43 yesterday. PB of 14 seconds. So yeah, both players at the top of their game right now. Make sure the runners know they're good to go. Yeah, there have been other PBs this week as well. Yes, like I said, it's definitely time to get your attempts in. So yeah, for this matchup, this is a double elimination tournament. We're doing best of 3, and the winner of this match will go into the winners bracket semifinals to face myself. So that'll be fun. And then the loser of the match goes and faces Sage Hero, who won a nail biter over Kyle Precise in the bottom bracket a couple days ago. Yeah, should expect a close race from these two. Both are very consistent racers. The two runners that like tend to not make a ton of big mistakes. Probably am expecting, at least some like mid or low 34s from these runners today. They're probably gonna have to put up good good times to win. I'd say if you had to pick a favorite in this matchup, it would probably be prisi, but not by a lot. Only by virtue of the better seed, better PB, which is not by a lot, so I don't think that's a huge factor. prisi has showed up big in a lot of previous tournaments, has really big tournament experience and performed very well in 46 Robot Master Tournament, the Rockman 2 Tournament, the Mega Man 4 Tournament, which he won. And I tend to usually see prisi bring his A game in the biggest races, which this is the biggest race of his so far this tournament. Madu no slouch either though. Like Madu, any game that he plays, always puts up top times and is the type of runner that improves very, very quickly, and tends to not have droughts too long between PBs. Oh yeah, the 2 zipless tournament as well. Yeah, prisi is a tournament master for sure. Both definitely making sure to get their practice in before this match starts. I definitely understand it. I think this is probably the hardest match to call so far of the tournament, or at least one of them. Meaning to pick the winner. Two of the best runners in the tournament going head to head. Definitely feel like anybody can win it. Both race runners are ready. We will be getting started here momentarily. So, we're gonna see top first from both runners. Top first being the fastest route. Once you're up into the 33 range, which prisi has a 33 and Madu will have one probably any day. You're pretty much exclusively finding top first runners at that point. Despite the fact, like, you could easily get a 33 with Magnet first or even Gemini first. Well, as easy as a 33 is in the first place, but the routes are not too different. But thankfully, we'll have them synced on the same route, which makes it easier to follow the race. Right, and here we go. Try to get them synced up here. And close. Sorry, one sec. Tech is never my friend. Alright, looking pretty good here. Okay, so going through top stage, pretty obviously the top first route starts off with 3 very difficult stages. The tough part, there's some just tricky movement screens there. You see them getting like the Madu the back deboost on the bullet there, trying to 3-jump these cats. The cats take 10 hits. And then at the end, there's a very dangerous top jump. Ooh, prisi mashing down the top dispenser. Very, very slightly faster strat than what Madu did there with the back deboost. We see the first of our single block slides in this run, which is another, tricky piece of tech, given that you can't jump out of a slide immediately. And then, are either of them gonna go? Okay. Pretty common tournament strat there to wait out the top. Costs like maybe a second and a half. Not even a second and a half, I doubt it. And then, thankfully at the end you get a pretty easy top fight. Kill them in 3 cycles if you can get your 14 hits in, which both do. So, solid top stages for both. Both sub 2 teleports, which is really good. We get to move on with them neck and neck. Madu about a second ahead. It's very common in races. Like, top is a difficult enough stage that, like, it can take a little while to get your feet under you. Even top runners, you'll see them get, over 2-minute times, 2:04, 2:05 in top without a death. If the lead widens a bit, I'll switch the audio, but they're pretty close right now. Both entering proto within like a half second of each other. Let's see who gets the better proto fight. Ooh, prisi with a beautiful fight. Madu's fight was good as well, but prisi got on the cycle earlier. You could see that he caught up right there. Each proto man jump is like 35 frames or something like that, a little over half a second. So it makes sense that prisi caught up with a cycle faster fight. And then, both with great dark rooms, leaving about the same time. We are seeing some high quality play here. Oh, sick backup from Madu there with the back D boost after missing the shot. Alright. Fair shoes. prisi going through really confidently there. Really, really nice. Oh, that's a bummer for Madu. Sometimes it can actually be a little bit more dangerous to play so cautiously on parachutes because of what happened with Madu there, the drop. You know, you sit there and you kill them on the same platform, and then the drop can fall on you when you're trying to jump across. You can see Madu on the same platform there waiting in case a drop fell on him before he jumped, which is definitely what you have to do if you don't make the jump across. You gotta wait that one out. But prisi went through like it was a PB attempt. Like, that was brilliant parachutes. Very, very good. So, yeah, a pretty common race death for top first. That's a very, very difficult section. We have prisi going to a Gemini, which is yet another difficult stage. And then it gets a little easier after you get through this stage, at least for a while, until you get into the dock stages. So nice. prisi did the strat there where you get the flame to drop in the pit and then get an extra slide off the ledge there. Actually something that like nobody else goes for. prisi doesn't always go for it either, I think, but must have felt pretty confident in it there. You see prisi spawning 3 tadpoles here so that when he shoots the eggs, nothing else spawns, which is less shots and also gives you no potential for a drop to slow you down either, so pretty neat tech for these screens. Both unfortunately missing the Gemini zip, which only saves like 2 seconds or so. And then prisi going through one of the more infamous speedrun screens in this game. Back in the days of Gemini first, you just see deaths in the screen a lot. But prisi gets through, no problem. Mostly went for every slide there too, so prisi definitely, with the big PB yesterday, you can see I'm playing with a lot of confidence here. And then prisi has a pretty unique Gemini fight. Let's see if he gets it. Ooh, just misses that one Shadow Blade. No! Yeah, that's not good. That gives Madu a little chance to catch up here. It can be kind of scary when Gemini starts to corner you. Like, you fully control Gemini in that second phase. But it can still just be kind of like panic-inducing when he's closing in on you. Struggles a bit with the fight the second time too. Madu with a really, really nice fight. Beautiful. Okay, so let's see. prisi teleporting out at 6:39. I think Madu's going to be like 6:46. And we're back to 7 seconds. Yeah, prisi took like 24 damage in the second fight. Thankfully, he came into it with full health. Madu was pretty safe. His health was low, but that was... You take those hits by design in the Gemini fight. You hope to get through the stage with health. prisi getting a little unlucky with drops in screen 1 there. This screen that they're going through here is really fun. It's one of those, I think Baron coined the term shooting galleries for screens in Mega Man 3, where you're, you know, moving through it and just shooting shots here and there, picking off enemies before they can fire at you. We switched to Gemini Laser, which is a really powerful weapon with a pretty big drawback, which is that you can only have one on the screen, and it bounces around until it hits something, and you cannot pause in this game with the weapon out, with one exception, which we'll see later in the run. So Madu picks up a little bit of time. Prisi had a bit of a rough needle stage. Right, really clean fight for Prisi there. No Nadua laser, as we call them. Both got the same pattern. Both handled it well. So yeah, 826 and 830. So lead down to 4 seconds now. Madu picked up about 3 seconds there in Needle. Needle's typically a pretty consistent stage for the top runners, but it's not easy, especially that one screen that I was highlighting earlier. Pretty tricky to do that properly. Alright, now we go through Snake. Thanks to Cool Kid, maybe 3 years ago or so, coming up with a like RTA viable Snake Zip strat. We should see Snake Zips from both runners here. So we're gonna slide along the Snake, and then perfect. Prisi goes through, Madu's gonna try. Excellent. The old strat forever was to just jet over the snakes. Each Snake Zip saves about a second if you get it on the first try. It used to be really difficult because the snakes have 3 different patterns. They can shoot either 2, 3, or 4 shots at you. And so trying to avoid the shots on all 3 of the patterns, not knowing which one you were going to get, was just something that made the trick a little too difficult until Cool Kid came up with the setup. So immediately 2 seconds came off the run. Okay, Prisi still manages to go through. That's the last frame you can zip, the one where you get hit on the way up. But as long as you don't push anything, you'll still zip through after you take damage. Oh, Madu having a little trouble with the pole vaulter room. If you get hit by one of those first 2 pole vaulters, they stay on screen and cause a ton of lag. And then, I don't think anybody in this tournament is doing the single block slides at the end of this screen. It's another thing that saves like almost a second. You can drop off of jet and slide underneath those cloud bullets there. And most runners are pretty consistent with it, but it's just a very scary play. It's risky to potentially lose 40 seconds there. So Prisi gets the worst pattern where Snake ends in the corner. Madu gets the middle pattern of the 3, so picks up a little bit of time in the fight. But yeah, Madu staying right on Prisi's heels here. 10:48. I think Madu's 10:53. Yep. So Prisi picks up 1 second there, but we're still within 5, which is very, very close in a race like this. To give an idea, the difference between the best and the worst turtle patterns for the boss at the end of Wily 1 is like 14 seconds. So we're within range of that easily. The RNG in this run is like mostly a second here and there. There's a lot of instances in the run of like one pattern being about a second faster, or one pattern being about a second slower. And then you have the real big one with the turtles. And then some drop luck can cost you a bit of time. But nothing too major with RNG outside of the one fight. I think Prisi again picking up a little bit of time in the proto fight. That top eyeball is so difficult. Prisi going for the dunk. I don't know if I recommend that one. That one's like, depending on subpixel, is frame perfect. Try to drop through the gap with a jump. Unlike Madu walked into it, which gives you an extra frame of leeway. The beauty of top first is having, compared to magnet first, is having jet for that Yoku section, so you can just fly over it instead of having to wait them out. Alright, let's see what pattern we get from Magnet. Prisi gets the good one, gets a nice center kill there. And Madu gets the same. Very slightly later on the kill. A little bit better fight for Prisi, but again, very close coming out of Magnet. In this game, you want to optimize your fights to get kills in the center. Both the boss dying in the middle, because the explosion sprite, when he explodes, all the bubbles need to leave the screen before the fanfare plays. And also you need to walk to the middle to get your weapon. So if you and the boss can both be in the middle, then that's usually how the fights are optimized. Which a lot of times involves taking damage intentionally and putting yourself in iframes so that you can be like in the boss's hitbox in the middle of the room. There's some fights where you can't, determine the boss's behavior, and so you can't really do anything about it. You'll just get the pattern you get and hope that they end up in the middle, like they did with Magnet there. So I think we're going to see different strats here in Hardman. Prisi stays on Coil through this Dozer room and then uses Shadow Blade on Proto. I don't think Madu does that. A lot harder to kill these Dozers with Coil, but Prisi does a great job with it. You can only have 2 shots on screen with Coil as opposed to 3 with Buster. And also, the first time you press B when Coil is not out, it summons Coil and it doesn't shoot something, so you definitely have to mash pretty well. So now we see Prisi switch to Shadow Blade, grabs the bottom of the ladder, and oh no. This is a tough fight too. It's really, really hard to save time with the route that Prisi does, but Prisi often does do it correctly. Madu does another strat there where you switch to Magnet halfway through the fight. Proto takes 2 damage from both Shadow and Magnet there, but you can't do the entire fight with Magnet. I can't tell from this vantage point whether Prisi had enough health to do the Hardman deboost. I only have one monitor, so the screen it's kind of small on my screen, but no, that doesn't look like he had enough. Okay. So Prisi wisely avoiding the damage boost from Hardman. So he had to wait out the freeze. But yeah, anyway, you don't have enough Magnet to fight Proto exclusively with Magnet there, so usually you Buster the first half, switch to Magnet. And that gives you enough for the fight. Alright, Prisi teleporting in at 1526. It's kind of interesting, Madu 1531. Madu didn't pick up any time in Hardman there. Madu's stage definitely looked a bit cleaner than Prisi, although Prisi's Dozers were very good. But it definitely shows that the route that Prisi did is a little bit faster. I want to say Spark's a bit of a breather stage, but definitely have seen some deaths here in this tournament. Very nice eyeball screen for Prisi there. It can be tricky because of the drops, with you usually missing health because of an earlier deboost, and missing Magnet, so any drop will slow you down, and you kill 4 enemies there. Here's another thing where... Oh wow, Madu got enough drops to kill 2 blocks with the Magnet. If you get no drops in this stage, you have 2 Magnets entering that screen. Madu had 8, so he got probably a large refill and a small one. Yeah, both with clean Sparkman stages. So here's another fight where you want Spark to be in the middle. You're kind of hoping for a 2-jump, which is what Prisi gets. Although he messes up the execution a bit. Madu gets a 4-jump all the way to the corner and misses a hit. So neither with a great fight, but Prisi with a better pattern there. So he picked up some time. 1703 teleport with the death is fantastic. Same with 1708. So yeah, both with the death and both most likely on track for a 34 still, which is pretty impressive. Now we go to Doc Robots. We're going to have both runners run the same order, which is pretty nice. It used to be, back in the day, you would see pretty much different Doc Robot orders from everybody. And before the Mega Man 1 through 3 relay at GDQ, we saw a lot of runners. Well, we saw Prisi in particular changed his route to be the same as the other runners. And it's kind of been one of those things where now most of the top runners have run the same route for so long that a lot of new runners just run that by default. And so this is kind of the standard Doc Robot route Doc Robot route, even though there's really no reason to do a specific order. A lot of the top runners like to do the stages kind of in order of most likely to least likely to cause a reset, just to optimize PB attempts. But in a race, you're doing them all every time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Doc Gemini definitely the hardest of these stages, in my opinion. Nice fight for prisi. Prisi's actually the one that kind of popularized that fight being a thing. Nice to see him get it there. Madu has his own variation of the fight where he takes a backwards D-boost, which is unique to him. And this underwater screen. Oh no, prisi spawns. No! Okay, okay. Prisi spawns the fish coming from the left by going a little bit too far on the turnaround, and then got the large drop on the spikes. That was all very, very scary. Thankfully, the large HP drop actually kind of probably gives you a little bit of time to kind of plan your next inputs. A small drop might be even scarier there. But yeah, prisi. Actually, you know what? A large weapon refill, I think, is the worst one. Because it's bigger than a small refill and will mess up your timing. But you won't know exactly how long it'll last, because it's just until your ammo is full. Yeah, we're staying close here, both with both navigating Doc Gemini without a death. Let's see, prisi teleports in at 1953. Go for the music despawn here and gets it. And then 20 for Madu. So yeah, 7 seconds coming into the stage. It looked like Madu's setup was good. So I think he has the music despawn as well. You transition while hitting the spikes, and it plays the death sound, but you don't die, which kills the music until the next music trigger starts in the Woodman fight. And it saves like 2.5 seconds in lag here. Ooh, no! Wow, so prisi went for a clutch jump there and made it, but then left the next jump short, and that's a really big death. That one probably cost like 40 seconds or so. So that puts Madu in the lead here. That's a bummer to actually get the slide jump, which is a pretty tight window on those platforms, which we call a clutch jump. So let's see. But yeah, that's actually a fairly common death for people going for that slide jump, because it's possible for you to land kind of far left on the next platform, and just not walk far enough before making the next jump. But yeah, Madu's staying consistent ever since that parachute death. And just staying right on prisi's heels and waiting for a mistake, and he got rewarded and has the lead. Regarding like going for riskier strats, I think there's a couple of different opinions on that. Mine has always been, if you're 30 seconds behind in a race, the only way you're really catching up is if the other person dies. So I don't feel like that should change my strategy that much, because I just need to not make the gap bigger. And I need to hope that they make a mistake, because no amount of play in 12 minutes is going to catch me up from 30 seconds if they don't make a big mistake, you know? But it's tough to say. The last thing you want to do is spiral and, you know, start making more mistakes. This is a very tough game, and, you know, nobody is perfect in this game. Like, you can definitely expect that the other runner can give you an opportunity to get back in the race. But yeah, there's definitely, like, either way is like valid to look at it for sure. Madu doing a cool strat with Airman there, where you start the fight with Rush Coil, and shoot a shot, switch to Spark, let the shot pass through the tornado while it doesn't have a hitbox while you're coming out of the menu, and then the bullet takes on the properties of Spark Shock and hits the boss. It's pretty cool. If you missed it, you'll see it again from prisi here. Oh, that's a neat opening to that fight. 5 hits. Really nice fight for prisi there. That was beautiful. I think prisi's the only one that actually starts the fight that way. That's a nice approach. It gives you an opportunity to get an extra hit in the first cycle at the expense of being able to close the fight by the door. But getting the 5 hits in the first cycle is probably worth it there. So yeah, really nice fight for prisi there. He got that in his PB as well, and golded Doc Needle because of it. But Madu not giving prisi much room to catch up here. The pretty solid Doc Needle himself. Oh no! I was thinking, I hope Madu doesn't get the pattern where Clashman jumps long both times, because Madu tends to get that pattern a lot. But he actually got a really good one and just fired a knuckle the wrong way. So prisi definitely caught up a lot in Doc Needle, because he had a really solid one here. I would bet, though, that if prisi gets one of the music despawn pixels here, he might actually go for it. When it comes to riskier strats. So it saves a second and a half to turn the music off in Doc Spark. And that might be a worthwhile risk for prisi, he might think. So we'll see. So yeah, Madu with a solid first half of Doc Spark. And we'll see Metal. Metal's a really fun fight. He has 3 different jump heights, and makes it kind of awkward to time your magnets properly to keep them in iframes. But yeah, really nice fight for Madu there. Okay, so we'll see if Madu goes for the music despawn. No, he's gonna play it safe there. Which is completely reasonable. If you die in that spark fall, the checkpoint is actually at the bottom. So you go back to the beginning of the stage, which is like a minute time loss. It's horrendous. We'll see. Does prisi go for it? He went for it. Did he get it? He didn't, because he went for the backup. I don't know if he got the backup. Hold on, let's just swap. Well, hold on, let's watch the quick fight real quick. Ooh, that was a really nice... That was a beautiful fight for Madu. That's faster than I would do with the same pattern, 100%. That was a really good fight. Nope. So prisi went for it, but he didn't get it. Can't fault him for trying. Oh, and I didn't notice, but prisi got some Gemini laser drops in the first half of the stage. Looks like he got a few of them, and so he fights Quick Man with Gemini laser, which is just a faster menu. Quick takes the same amount of damage from both Snake and laser, but laser being on the same page as a magnet missile is just a quicker menu than Shadowblade is, or sorry, than Snake is. Oh, you got a big drop. Okay, that makes sense. Right. Madu mashing the top dispensers down. Yeah, Madu playing it extra safe there. With the underwater screen, just making sure that he gets the D-boost off the fish. Yeah, we should see Prisi kill the top guys as well. Just kind of cool to see both of them do the same thing here. And then, gotta be a little careful in the Yoku block room. I would guess that Madu's probably gonna go over the first Yoku block here. Yeah, that's a very reasonable course of action when you're up, 30 seconds or so. Probably a reasonable course of action no matter where you're at in relation to your opponent. Alright, I'm gonna see Madu with top spin here. Ooh, this pattern. Okay. Alright, ended up being not so great, but still pretty decent overall. Got the center kill too. I'm gonna see Prisi go over the block as well. I know he's taken some deaths there recently. And then we should see Prisi do this fight with Shadow Blade instead, which again is a quicker menu, but tougher to execute than the top spin fight. Oh. Okay, good pattern for Prisi. Oh, but you could see that he definitely lost time by using Shadow Blade there. Top spin is a pretty free fight. Oh yeah, coil strats, let's go. Madu taking a moment to catch himself there when he hit the ledge. Actually, did something very similar in my PV just recently. Very, very scary to clip the ledge there. You gotta wait it out. Alright, so Madu a little bit more than a devil kill ahead, but if he misses it, it'll definitely give Prisi a chance to catch up. That's 6, and that's easy. It was Fatso. I'll usually walk back left and then slide right, and it's also reasonable to walk right and just jump, but that's because of the startup animation. I don't like doing that. But just staying where you're at and doing a slide jump is, I guess, also a third way you could do it, which is what Madu chose. And that wouldn't be the option I would choose, but Madu did it. So, and it worked. Prisi with 7 hits on the first jump, easy kill for him as well. I think people are a little bit more familiar with Prisi's grind, but Madu has been pretty much grinding Mega Man 3 for several months now. He is very, very consistent in this game right now. Very nice kill for Madu. Maintaining that lead that he got from Prisi after Prisi took the last death. So we got refights and a couple quick kills to go. It would be pretty tough to make up this gap with what's remaining, especially if Madu plays safe. Refights can be tricky because you're trying to pick up as few health refills as possible, so it's definitely easy to die to bosses if you're going all out. If Madu's familiar, or if Madu is watching the stream and knows the lead he has, he'll probably just collect some extra health refills here to be safe. Madu gets the good pattern from Snake and fights it very well. Oh! Madu almost got a really clean shadow fight, but just a little too early on that last hit. So Madu about three fights ahead here. Prisi gets the worst pattern, but executes it well. Oh, nice hardman fight for Madu there. Let's see which Gemini fight Madu goes for. I think he does the damageless one. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, he's maintaining his health nicely here. He's in pretty good shape. I missed Prisi shadow fight. It looks like it went pretty fast based on where he's at though. Prisi doing the 2015 kill of Hardman, which is a really solid strat and like pretty much what I'd recommend to 90% of runners. Although Prisi is in the 10%, so I don't know if I would recommend it to him. Nice fight from Madu there. That was a really hot 4 jump. How many people do that fight damageless on that pattern? Right, Madu gets the quick kill of Wily Machine with the 2 lag snakes. Prisi had a really nice refight. He just, I mean, really the scoreboard of this run is Prisi took 2 deaths and Madu took 1. The rest of their runs, Prisi was probably slightly faster than Madu, not by a ton, but by a little bit. But not enough to outweigh the cost of an extra death. Alright, Madu coming in here looking to close out a 34. And then, do we see Snake? I think so from Madu. Yep. GG Madu. Really solid run. Took an early death on stage 2 in Parachutes, and then completely solid the rest of the run. Probably a 25 second death? It was at the very end of the parachute section. So probably 25. So low 34 without it. Really, really, really nice run. Prisi a solid run as well, but again, with the really unfortunate death in Dog Shadow. GG to Prisi. Prisi had the death in the Gemini fight, which is pretty similar in time to the parachute death, and then took the really bad death in the Doc Shadow clutch jump section. About a 40-second death there, and then the final margin was 30 seconds, so. That was the difference in the race. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set them up another race room, and we will get. This is the best of 3, so we'll get the next match started here pretty soon. I'm expecting. I said at the beginning, I'm expecting 3 games from these guys, so we'll see what happens in the next one. Definitely very, very evenly matched runners here. Alright, we're just waiting for the runners to be ready for game 2. Taking a little break after the intensity of game 1. But race room is open, and we'll get game 2 started here pretty shortly. I'm in no rush. Take all the time you need. So yeah, for anybody that's joining late, this is a winner's bracket quarterfinal match, the last one that needed to be played. The winner of this match goes on to face myself on one side of the bracket. The other side is going to be Becco versus Colonel Fatso. The loser of this match goes into the bottom bracket to face off against Sage Hero, who survived a nail biter with Kyle Precise a couple days ago. This is a best of 3. Madu just won the first one, and he is up 1-0, so prisi needs to win this to force a game 3. Oh yeah, there you go. There's the bracket if you're interested in checking it out. Still a lot of really exciting matches to be played. Let me see actually while we're waiting what's on the schedule. I know there's a match between Papat and Great John on Friday. That's last I checked. That was the only other one scheduled. Yeah, so that will be Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern, Great John versus Papat, which should be a pretty good race as well. Okay. Both runners are ready. I'm going to get them started. With a delay on the stream, I'm always like, oh no, are they going to get to the title screen in time? While watching, oh no, you don't have time to practice this. Alright, we're ready to get started here. Both runners had a really solid top last time. Both were sub 2. I really feel like the last race was executed well for both runners. The type of race where, like, if you take out if you take out all the deaths, you have low 34s, which is not always the case, even for runners that have a 33 in this game. Execution can definitely be tricky. Right, here we go into top stage. That movement that both of them did, you take the D-boost at the start, and then use your iframes to get through the next little section without getting hit, is something that Ohan came up with a few years ago, and this screen was like a mess before that. But also, that strat is really hard. Both runners got it, which is impressive. It's definitely like a reset point for top first runners. And some people just play through the mistake and take the half-second loss anyway. Oh, good call. Sorry, noob commentator. Thanks for the reminder. Madu is actually killing this top stage. This is like, I don't know, 155 level top. Manages to deal with 2 drops there too, without losing his shot rhythm and taking damage. Oh no! That's such a weird top jump death. That's a big one though. That's like 35 seconds. That's a bummer, because that was a really well executed stage. But yeah, Prisi's got a little bit of a head start in the first race. And I guess Madu may be conspiring to make a Game 3 happen. Well, I'd like to see a Game 3. I would still like to see a close Game 2, so I'm not rooting for a Prisi death or anything to even this up, but I would like to see Madu play cleanly from here and try to get back into this race. Commentator's curse is not a thing. That is not a real thing. Runners need to take responsibilities for their own mistakes, okay? Glad we covered that. I hope to never hear about the commentator's curse again. Too many runners are too willing to put the blame on somebody else for their mistakes. Anyway, Prisi, another thing I should probably do is switch the audio. There we go. Best room in the game right here. Prisi going through the Shadow Dark Room. Just a beautiful movement room, firing at things before they appear on screen. I don't know about that, Mage. I don't know. No comment. Prisi's parachutes are probably the best in the business, I would say. I think of all the runners of Mega Man 3, I think Prisi's are the best and like the fastest, I should say. Like maybe the most consistent as well, but also like he deals with the high spawns better than anybody does. And he has like kind of a different approach. A lot of people will turn before they jump. Like you'll see Madu kind of go straight up and then over on those high spawns like that. Prisi will just he'll keep going right until he meets the parachute and then turn left at the very last second every time. It's beautiful. And pretty much nobody else approaches it that way. But yeah, you can see he's confident enough in it to just, even with a 30-second lead in a elimination game 2, well, elimination for the best of 3. Yeah, he didn't slow down a bit. He just is very, very consistent with those parachutes. Also, Prisi one of the few that does the Gemini zip setup that way. That's the way that I've done it since, I don't know, 2014 or 2015 or something. I think Prisi learned it that way and never switched. Most people will do it the way that Cool Kid does, which gives you a bigger window but makes you time multiple things. So, like, we should see Madu do the other zip setup here, where he slides and then pauses, which you really just need to time your pause in that like 4 or 5 frame gap where you're stuck in the ceiling there. Yeah, that hop buffer was almost late there though, because his mashing wasn't standard. Like he killed things a little slow, so like he was right in the tadpole's face, which means that Prisi's zip was quite a bit faster actually. Which is another reason why I like to do it the way that Prisi does. Alright, so there we go. Okay, so Prisi got to show off his fight this time. Last time he missed the 6th shot and fired it right over the guy's head. and then ended up getting backed into a corner and dying. Madu deals with the lag drop in the ceiling there really well. That's a scary drop. You have to read it like almost immediately after killing that guy and know that you need to, like, the game will just slow down to a crawl and you need to do a bigger jump than you think you need for the next one right after you kill the guy. You have a very like tight window to read that. This time, Madu's struggling a bit with the Gemini fight, but gets a reasonable backup. It's just when you mess the fight up in that way, you end up killing Gemini in the corner, which is like an extra second for the explosion to leave the screen. Prisi had a bit of a rough needle last time. Seemed to be going pretty well this time though. Alright, does he get past the dragonfly? That's Prisi's dragonfly. Even as he has now a 33:43, which is the third best time in the world, he still gets hit by that dragonfly more than any other top runner by like a lot. And it's not a big deal. It costs like 15 frames, but it's just kind of funny that that has been Prisi's dragonfly for like 6 years now. It's like tradition at this point. Madu handling the dragonfly in the normal way. I hope so, Baron. I'd be happy to see that. Really, really nice slide jump to the ladder there for Madu. He had trouble with the porcupine in both runs there too. There's a lot of like kind of precision to Needle. When you do magnet first and you have magnet for the long screen, like it's dubbed as Friedel, because it's definitely one of the easier stages in 8 Robos, but I don't find that to be the case for Top First. Or Gemini First, for that matter. Madu got a good pattern from Needle there. But still, obviously the death he took was a pretty big one, so he's got a pretty big deficit to make up here. Uh-oh. So Prisi eventually gets through on the snake zip without even sliding. Like, the game kind of just took pity on him there and just pushed him through. Like, alright, you've tried enough. It's like, you know in mini golf, how there's a 6-stroke limit? Like, mostly because, like kids play mini golf and you want to keep it moving along. It's like, okay, you take your 6, like, you can go. That's kind of what that was. That was the snake giving Prisi a 6. Okay. Madu with a very clean... Oh, interesting, okay. So, Prisi decided to jet over the second one, either because of health concerns or just that first one, he just felt like he didn't have the visual cue he needed to do the backup. And so he didn't want to get stuck in a similar situation, which I understand with this lead. Yeah, I don't know... Using the same analogy, I don't know what we would score him on the second snake. Like, he used a mulligan there or something, I don't know. Like, it doesn't really count. Okay, best pattern for Prisi, fights up very well. So yeah, Madu definitely making up some time here in Snake. The snake zip is definitely not easy, and when you fail it, finding the backup, for a lot of people, I think they find it more difficult than the regular strat. I guess the guaranteed bogey is a good way to put it, because by taking jet, like, you're just saying, I'm gonna lose a second here, which I guess bogey is a good way to put that. Yeah, Madu died to the top jumps, but not the top jump, the one at the end. He actually left one of the earlier ones short, or he jumped early. Wow, that was a really good strat that prisi did for the staircase room. That's actually like the fastest strat you can do there. Nobody goes for that. I don't know if he did that in the first race and I just didn't see it. It's possible. That's really sick though. All right, prisi playing it safe there with the blocks. I know. So different people have different ideas about whether they want to watch a race or not, to like have an idea of where they're at versus their opponent. I know prisi is a race watcher, so like he surely knows the lead he has right now, and I think to some extent you can kind of see that reflected in his play. Just like definitely making sure to, if he thinks that there's a potential for a death or a big time loss, I think he's trying to avoid it. I'm not sure what the lead is here. It looks like it's still 30 seconds-ish? Maybe a little less than that? Oh, maybe even a little more. Okay. Alright, so we get to see in this Hardman stage, again, we'll see prisi do Coil and then Shadow Blade. Last time he missed his opening shot on the on Proto Man, which caused the whole fight to go sideways. Like his positioning was just off. So hopefully we get to see him hit it this time, because it's really beautiful. Excuse me, really beautiful when it goes right. Yeah, so 32, okay. That's like about... Oh, wow. No... When you take 2 shots on the dozer and you have Coil out, you only... I mean, you can't fire again, you can only shoot 2 with Coil out, so... Like, this route theoretically saves time. It's just so rare, I feel, for me to see runners actually get the time save. Oh, here we go. There it is. Beautiful. So yeah, that's exactly how you want your proto fight to look. And I would even argue that if you're not hitting that cycle, you probably shouldn't be doing this route. But prisi gets it pretty consistently. But yeah, 32 seconds is within range of many deaths in this game. On my own TV, I can tell the amount of health, but like watching the feed this way, it's hard for me to tell if that was 12 or 13 health for prisi. I'm not sure if he couldn't tell either, or if he definitely knew that it was 12, but he avoids the contact from Hardman again, just like in match 1. Whereas Madu gets the fight cleanly. Probably picks up a little bit of time in Hardman. So just to go through with the thoughts in my head would be, entering Spark, 30 seconds ahead. There's like one place you can really die in Spark, which is this jump right here. You just gotta make sure that you walk along that platform long enough. If you walk like 3 or 4 frames and then jump, you'll most likely leave it short and die. Everything else in this stage it's pretty rare to see a top runner take a death. But that one, I've seen everybody die there at least once. really interesting to me how rarely top runners of Mega Man 3 fail single block slides. Like that one. I think some laggy ones are like potentially problematic. Prisi struggling. Prisi get the two jump in both fights, but struggled a little bit with it in both of them. Like, I can't remember the last time I've seen a runner fail the single block slide there. I think because like you slide, like you walk off of a ledge and land on it in the same spot every time. I think what makes single block slides tricky is when you have to land on the left edge with a jump, and that can lead you to either like leave your jump short or go a little too long. Being cautious and then give yourself like less room to slide. Madu does get the 2-jump and executes it perfectly. So I would guess he probably saved a little bit of time in Spark as well. Yeah, I think part of earning your stripes in this game is getting consistent at the last screen of Spark, because that is definitely a killer of a lot of runs until you get to a certain level, and then it just like mysteriously is never a problem again. This is a really nice Doc Gemini for a Prisi here. He was like several notes before the music loop there. Really, really strong first half for Prisi. Oh no! Oh no! Okay. That was a sampler of all the mistakes you can get in the Flash fight. Well, maybe not all of them. I've seen a video that had a few more than that, but that's that was a landing frame, that was a shot the wrong direction, that was too early and into iframes. That's 3 lag drops at the same time. This underwater screen is trying to kill Prisi, but he manages it. And you get to see Madu do his little back key boost there. Really nice fight. I think that room is actually very slightly faster if you kill the bug as you drop into the screen. But I think if it gives you a drop, it's slower. I'm not sure if Prisi was like intending to kill that as like part of a normal strat, because that's not something anybody actually does, but I think you do reduce a little bit of lag by killing him. That room doesn't seem laggy, though. I can't remember why killing him was faster. Anyway. Let's see if Prisi gets the music despawn. He does. Both of them are going for the version of the music despawn that, like, is only, like, 85 to 90% successful. And the other little bit, you, will not get you won't die, but you won't get the music despawn, which is pretty costly, so that might rear its head in one of these races. Okay, so we see the first clutch jump from Prisi. Oh, he's gonna go for all 3. Okay. Well, I am very glad that he got that screen correct this time. That's pretty bold, and definitely shows the level of confidence he has in those clutch jumps there. Because yeah, if he had missed it, Madu would have the lead right now, and he died in that screen in race 1, so you know that had to be going through his head at least a little bit. Though he didn't die to the actual slide jumps last time, so that probably gave him some confidence. What stage always has time saves? Doc Gemini. Doc Gemini, even if you have a gold, that's always a time save. It's impossible to get a good Doc Gemini. Oh, I missed that, Baron, yeah. And then really, really bold to go for it there. And I say this as someone who's done triple clutch jump in all 4 of my tournament races so far. Like I feel pretty confident, and I still think in this scenario it's pretty bold to go for it. For me personally, it's been so long since I did it the other way. I think I would feel more scared doing something I'm unfamiliar with personally, but yeah, I don't know. It's a rough place to die for sure. Yeah, needle spin for both. Very, very important piece of tech. Ugh, rough heat fight for Madu. We got some 30s there, which is nice, but no double hits, unfortunately, and then didn't get to center the kill either. Yeah, it's. I think most runners really struggle with 30s from heat. Like you got to react a lot quicker, especially if you get the fire slide into 30. That's a really difficult pattern to deal with. No, you still want 30s. They're just more difficult. Another 5-hit first cycle for prisi. He's got that fight on lock right now. Again, like the 5 hits and like trading kill position, like not being by the door for the kill for the extra hit, which I think washes. I think you want either one or the other. I think the 4-hit ending at the door. Oh, Madu almost got the first phase on that pattern, which is really difficult to do. Air is such a tough fight, because he has 5 different patterns, and you have to approach most of them differently. There's a couple you can kind of approach the same. But yeah, just a really tricky fight to get down. That's one of the newer strats for this speedrun. I think it's like only been a couple years that we've been doing it that way. Well, the thing with the Doc robots, and actually a lot of bosses in this game, is they have like multiple weapon weaknesses and like soft weaknesses usually. So like a lot of times there'll be 2 weapons that deal the same amount of damage. Like take Metal Man for example. You do the same amount of damage with Magnet and Hard Knuckle. And if a guy tells you to fight Metal with Hard Knuckle, it's not wrong, but it's also not ideal. Like you should never tell someone to fight Metal Man with Hard Knuckle. And so sometimes you'll get stuff like that from guides if someone's just like looking at a damage chart. So prisi was a little early with his Gemini input out of the menu there. That's another cool kid strat, by the way, is using the menu to drop off the ladder. We used to menu to laser earlier and then do like a A to B roll. And then cool kid's like, why don't you just do it out of the menu? Oh yeah. Good idea, cool kid. So as far as the lag reduction goes, yeah, when you jump off the top of the screen, it's just removing Mega Man's sprite from the screen. The less sprites on screen at once, the less lag you're gonna get. So it's not necessarily just like Mega Man not being on rush yet. It's just him jumping off the top of the screen, so the game doesn't have to draw him. Yeah, given that knowledge, Baron, definitely think it's worth re-looking at that room and figuring out the places where you don't need to jump. Because there are a lot of jumps in that room. If you could cut out, 5 or 10 of them, probably would be noticeable. But yeah, my approach to any of those jet jump screens has always been do full jumps and like whenever possible. All right. Prisi had enough laser to do the quick man laser fight both times, which is pretty neat. If I had exact ammo in Prisi's situation, I might just do the snake fight anyway. Because shooting just like one shot into his iframes or Madu laser, and you lose way more time than you would save by doing this fight correctly. I really like Madu's snake his quickman fights. He has a way of when he's going away from quickman, jumping and shooting the other way and letting a snake drop on him right after hitting him. It's something I don't see a lot of people do. Well, prisi has just maintained this lead. He's having a really solid run. Probably like, I'd have to guess like low 34 pace. I didn't see his teleport time out of Doc Spark, but this feels like it's been like a low 34 run for him. Yep, we had Madu take a 35 second death or whatever in the top jumps, and that's been basically the margin this entire time. Both runners played well since then. If we get a game 3, which is looking more and more likely the further into this run that we get, I would love to see a deathless run from both runners. The first run was very close until the Doc Shadow death from prisi. They were within several seconds, within 5 to 7 seconds for most of that run. It's a much cleaner Shadow Blade fight so far for prisi. Yeah. Ooh, beautiful hit, that last one. That's like the first frame, I think. Oh, nice. Madu goes under the Yoku block there. Cool. Really well executed fight for prisi there. That's not easy to do with Shadow Blade, and it was kind of a redemption from his first run where he was missing Shadow Blades left and right. Madu gets a below average pattern. Prisi also did as well. We're going Jet, okay. I don't even remember how to do Jet here, and it looks like prisi doesn't either. But again, prisi choosing the option there, that really makes the clutch jump screen very interesting to me. That prisi chose Jet there, because I'm sure he's just as confident in Coil here as he is in his clutch jumps. But as we get later in this race, like you could see him trying to avoid the death. Like that's all that was about. Ooh, early. Okay, so that's an 18-second loss. Oh, and Madu's gonna go to Jet too. After, oh no. Okay, this is kind of a nightmare Wily 2 for Madu. No. Oh, okay. Well, that's the race right there. Unless prisi dies right here. Oh my goodness. If he had walked into his foot there, when he took damage, I thought he walked into Devil's Foot. But he actually took damage from the bullet. But he almost just got sent back to the beginning of the stage too. There's no checkpoint in Wily 2. That was a everything that can go wrong will go wrong spike section for Madu there. Like that was tragic. Will prisi do a Wily 3 zip for the fans? He will! Oh, he didn't quite get it. That doesn't lose time when you miss it that way. He was pretty close to actually getting the time save from the zip there. Cool. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that prisi tried for it, because that might be his last opportunity to like actually go for it in a safe environment in this tournament, potentially. Because even if he had failed there, he still would have had a pretty comfy lead. Yeah, I keep looking away. Like, I watch prisi's stage until the end and then look away for the teleport. And so I haven't seen any of his teleport times. But, again, still looking like low 34 to me. Oh no, I guess he missed the devil, so probably mid 34. So if you're failing it, it's probably because you're pausing too late. Like, Madu's pause is late there. Oh, you got him though. The bullet will go through the boss and will hit every frame. But when you come out of the menu, there's 10 frames where you're like teleporting back in and your weapon doesn't have a hitbox, which is why your shot can go through the tornado in the airman fight. And so if you pause when the bullet's right before the enemy, most likely it'll go all the way through and not have like an active hitbox for any of it. So you gotta give the bullet, you gotta pause as soon as possible and give the bullet like more time to travel. Oh no! Okay. All right. That could have gone worse with that laser. Madu with the needle transformation on the way down to Shadow. prisi discovered the needle transformation in Doc Shadow, and Madu discovered the one in the refights. I think it was Madu. Yeah, let's see, 33, 21. So yeah, that's a mid 34 for prisi, as long as he gets these 2 quick kills. Which means it was low 34 until the Mist Devil. Ooh, 1 hit short. That's okay though. The classic panic pause into B press. Every time. Every time. B changes menu pages in this game. And if you're doing a menu that you're not used to doing, it's very common to just press it and then press B as just a habit. Especially if you know you're switching to Shadow Blade, because Shadow's on the second page. Madu didn't quite get the, he got the same pattern in the Spark refight, but didn't get his damageless fight that time. But does manage to survive it. It was getting a little scary there. And are we going to see topspin? Yes. 34-39. Very solid run. Would have won the first race as well. Oh, whoa, what? It was like 0. That was a 2-jump Wily machine. Did I see that right? It's not Yellow Devil, Madu. You don't have to do it that way. That was cool. I actually didn't know that was possible. I didn't think you'd have enough time for that. But I guess he jumped so early on the first one. Nice. GG Madu. Well, we get a game 3. Pretty excited about that. I was mentioning this last race I commentated, which was a couple days ago, which was also a 3 gamer. Yeah, like as we get deeper into this tournament, we're starting to see more best of threes go to 3 games. It's like really, really even matchups. And this game is like, no matter your spot on the leaderboard, like it is very difficult to execute this game cleanly. And so we're gonna see a lot of this sort of thing, I think, for the rest of this tournament. If you look at the bracket of your remaining matches, like almost all of them are going to be between two people that are, you know, roughly within a minute of each other PB-wise. Or much less in some cases. Like the 19 seconds we have here. All right, let me set up another room. I will be right back. But we will be back with a Game 3 shortly. Don't go anywhere. Sorry, I'm having a little technical difficulties. I think the stream is frozen for me. Give me 1 sec. Sorry. Either that or I just don't have sound, but I can't tell because they're on the title screen. But I don't like the sound cut off for me. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start them, and we'll figure it out. I don't know what to say. Oh wait, Madu's gonna change his screen so I can see if it's frozen. Is there no game audio? Yeah, okay. Hold on, let me switch audio. Okay, so switching audio, maybe Prizzy's audio is dead. Let's switch to audio and it's working. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna have to stay on Madu's. I guess we're just gonna have to stay on Madu. Sorry, 1 sec. I don't exactly know how to fix that, but I probably should just get this race started. Anyway, sorry for the technical difficulty. I'm gonna switch the audio again. No, just dead. Okay. Well, unfortunately, if Prizzy's in the lead, we won't have the lead audio, but there are worse things. Or I guess maybe I can... Yeah, whatever. Oh, maybe it's frozen. Oh, because he probably is not... Does he still have 30, 40, 39 on his timer? No, he doesn't. Oh yeah, he's on Wario's Woods. Okay, so, hold on. Yeah, I guess his whole stream is frozen then. Let's see if we can fix that. I don't know how I would do that. Me and tech issues. Name a more iconic duo. I'm just gonna go through the... Just go through the setup process again. And see if that fixes it. No? I'm just gonna have to ping somebody then. 1 sec. We got somebody looking at it. Sorry for the trouble. Yeah, I don't see a refresh. Definitely would like to know how to fix this for next time, though. If this happens again. I had a volunteer reply, so seems like they're looking at it, so hopefully we get something. Oh, I see Wario's Woods. That's a good sign. It's frozen, but I see it. If they tie to the frame in Game 3, we'll do a Wario's Woods race as a tiebreaker. Oh, okay. We have movement. Let me test the audio. Okay. Awesome. Okay, let me let him know. Fixed forever. Okay. Okay. All right. After much incident, we are ready to start Game 3. Just building anticipation for what is sure to be an awesome Game 3. Oh, wait. Madu's PC froze. Hold on. I think we're gonna have to restart this one. I'm not sure. Prizzy's probably not looking at the race channel. Ah! Eventually, I promise you, we will play Game 3. Yeah, last time we needed Cassio to come in and save me. Well, Prisi had like a 2 flat top, so hopefully. Okay. Hopefully he does better than that in the next one. Doesn't just feel like he missed out. Alright. Gonna make another race room. Actually, I don't know if you can restart a race on racetime.gg. Not as familiar as I am with Speedruns Live. That was not world record pace. 159 is not a great top for Prisi, so I'm hoping he equals that or better, just for his sake. Race restarts are unfortunate. There's actually, I don't know if somebody has the link handy. There's a lot of differences between the two, but they're all very minor. The major difference for speedrun's sake is Doc Flash is slightly faster than the Japanese version. He freezes you for less time, and he shoots only one bullet instead of a big flurry of them. But there are some counterbalancing facts that make the US version slightly faster as well. Oh, awesome, Fanto, thank you. And that doesn't even really cover all of them. There's some others, like, small differences too. It's kind of weird how many little things there are. The US version came out later and like fixed a couple of the soft locks that existed in the Japanese version. That doesn't really affect the speedrun. Another thing that kind of does affect the speedrun sometimes, depending on the route you do, or like the strats you choose. In the Japanese version, if you get hit, you keep your iframes through a pause. In the US version, when you leave a menu, you have no invincibility frames, even if you got hit right before the menu. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's get this synced up again. Madu having a pretty clean top stage here. Actually, both are pretty similar. Trying to get it synced up. Doesn't seem to be taking my inputs this time. Oh man, tech issues abound. Okay, Prisi 125 door, Madu 126, so cool. Like, Prisi was able to get through top stage again without incident, so it wasn't really affected by the restart. Probably a little faster this time, actually. Cool. Both very similar times here, coming out of top. Prisi, like, a fraction of a second faster, I think. Here, let's try again. See if we can get this to resync. Oh, here we go. Okay. Alright. We're in there. And we are pretty synced here. They both get the bad pattern from the hopper, so no change there. They both one-shot the dozer. Prisi's proto fights have been a little bit faster. That's a really nice one. Yeah, full cycle faster there. Man, these two are just playing really well. Yeah, beautiful dark room for both. Alright, so we go through parachutes again. Madu died here in the first match. Prisi's have been pristine. Like, games 1 and 2, he had really, really clean parachutes. Madu... Yep, Prisi again. Like, he has just been lights out on those parachutes. Madu played it very, very safe. Which is understandable. And you could also see that, like, when he killed a parachute above him, he, like, waited out the drop there, too, because that's what killed him in race 1. Yeah, Prisi's just a monster at parachutes. Really, really, really good at them. Cool, so 349 teleport for Prisi, which is a pretty solid start. Looks like Madu's 355. Okay, 6 seconds. Which is, I mean, that's a lot to pick up in one stage, for sure. But we've yet to have a deathless race, so I'm hoping that the margin for this is, you know, the little things like that, and not the one big death. Scary game though. You also kind of wonder, like, if the long break has an effect between games 2 and 3 there with all the tech issues. Madu definitely struggling his way through the first screen of Gemini here. Prisi had a pretty clean one. Oh, interesting. I think Prisi realized that he went early there, but... I think the way to fix that actually is to then just do the cool kid pause. Like, the re-menu to coil is pretty slow, but it's faster than not getting the zip. But that's, like, a really weird situation to be in there. But he, like, turned around to try to see if he could, like, reset it up. Alright, Prisi going through single blocks. Always nerve-wracking watching this. This and parachutes for sure. Alright. Prisi goes through with a lot of confidence. Did pretty much every slide that he normally does. Madu a little slow at despawning the dragonfly, but manages it. And let's see how Prisi's fight goes here. Oh! This is such a tough fight. So he missed... Oh no, again! Similar kind of mistake to the first race where he died here. So that gives Madu the lead. Madu with a really clean fight. This is this is looking just like the first race again. Although the first race Madu died on parachutes. This time he just kind of had like a slow parachutes in the first screen of Gemini. But yeah, Prisi had an awkward phase 1, and then kind of got stuck with Gemini bearing down on him and wasn't sure when to go past him. You have to kind of pick a moment to either, like, shoot him as he's landing and jump over him, or shoot him on the ground and slide under him. And sometimes you get paralyzed between those two decisions and do neither, and then Gemini just jumps on top of you. And that happened to Prisi in both games 1 and 3. Whichever you do is fine, you just have to pick one of them and just find your moment and go. But yeah, it can be a really awkward fight when it breaks down. But yeah, we got a close race. Madu getting to the end of this long screen. prisi getting there and being hit by the dragonfly again. Alright, I would say prisi's back in top form since he got hit by the dragonfly. He's playing correctly. Okay, solid stage for both runners. Pretty good pattern for Madu there. We're like nine seconds apart or so coming into this fight, which is really close. A pretty decent pattern for prisi there too. They're both roughly the same. Snake is going to be an interesting one. We saw prisi really struggle with the snake sip last race, to the point that he jetted over the second one. But being behind by kind of a small margin here, I think he's probably just going to brush that one off. And I don't see him flying over the snakes here, but we'll see. Yep, thank you. So we got Madu coming up to the first snake sip here, does it perfectly. And then prisi is going to go for it and nails it. Okay, getting right back on the horse, that's good. You love to see it. So yeah, pretty clean snake stage for Madu so far. prisi had a little bit of a rough screen too, but otherwise has been good as well. Get Madu coming up to the second snake zip. Oh, those backups. I see so many runners struggle with the backup there. Madu probably lost about 2 seconds on that snake zip. We'll see prisi. We've seen him do that twice. He did that in the first race too, like at the last possible frame zip, where he goes up and hits the snake. So yeah, I'd say they've like had pretty comparable snake stages so far then. Madu not doing the single block slides. We'll see if prisi... Yeah, okay. Way early in the race to be making such a bold decision even behind, especially because it's still very close. Alright. Madu gets the middle pattern, executes it well. prisi gets the worst pattern, loses about a second on the fight. Executes it though. So let's see. Teleport out for Madu at 10:34. prisi's going to be about 41. Okay. So 7 seconds. Pretty close. Definitely kind of shows how much faster prisi has played this run overall. Madu's made a lot of little mistakes, like a lot of them. After like a pretty clean first couple runs, this one he's kind of stumbled his way through a bit. Whereas prisi's played a little cleaner, but had the Gemini death. I cannot MCon. Comms are open though. Feel free to come in and give your own rendition. Okay, prisi's magnet stage has definitely been cleaner here too. Oh. We're gonna call that a commentator's curse as well. prisi, I don't understand prisi's strats, because this time he didn't try to dunk. This time he tried to walk into the gap. I don't know. I feel like prisi's strats are different in every run. I have no idea how or why. Most people, you kind of see them do the same things, like the things that they're used to doing every time. And Prisi from Race to Race, I never have any idea what he's gonna do. Yeah, Prisi died to the Gemini fight. Which is the same mistake he made in Race 1, which ended up being part of the reason he lost that one as well. Okay, Madu gets the bad pattern from Magnet. And so does Prisi. Magnet being fair. I think Prisi picked up a second or so here. I think we're at 6 now instead of 7. Maybe still 7. You people. Commentators curse thing. Unbelievable. Alright, going into Hardman stage. Again, so this is... Prisi goes for faster strats here, has the potential to pick up some time on Madu. We haven't seen him execute this stage cleanly yet, though. So this is a big moment for him to potentially do that and eat into this lead a little bit. Both off to a pretty strong start here. Prisi a little cleaner through screens 1 and 2, I think. No bees. Runners are too good. Prisi does a little ladder re-jump there, saves some frames. I'm impressed with Madu hitting that dozer twice on the way down. That's pretty cool. So yeah, pretty solid dozers for Madu. Prisi nails it on hard mode. Good job. So we're going to see first Madu with the Buster Magnet hybrid fight. Does it cleanly. And now we're going to see Prisi with the Shadow Blade fight. Does it perfectly. Alright. Little slow exit out of the room, but like, that's 10 frames. He saved a lot of time in that fight. So that's definitely, I would say, the Hardman stage that Prisi was looking for. This will be the first time that Prisi actually gets to take the D-boost from Hardman here after a couple of rough Hardman stages. So is that a 49 teleport for Madu? 55 for Prisi, so he picked up a second. Which makes sense, because that route saves about a second if you do it right. And off we go to our last robot master, Spark. I feel like if a runner is listening to the commentary, then they deserve what's coming to them. I always found that to be really difficult to listen to commentary of my play while playing, especially because it's usually behind what you're doing. That's so distracting. I think Madu is listening for sure. I'm not sure if Prisi is. It wasn't a... The Madu is unflappable. Alright, I think Prisi's picked up a bit of time in this stage. Interesting that Prisi just swaps to Shadow Blade this early. I know a couple people that feel more comfortable doing that so they don't have to menu during this part, which is probably less lag, to be honest. Yeah, I think so too, Vic. Oh, did he use all of his magnets? What a weird Spark stage. Yeah, I missed it. It's Prisi's turn to get the 4 jump. Okay. So we're still at about that 5-6 second gap between the two. They played like almost exactly second for second since the death in Gemini. Been pretty much the same margin since then. Alright. I'd be surprised if it's the same margin coming out of Doc Gemini, just because this stage is just such a wild card. Let's see what happens, though. Man, that single block slide for Madu scared me there. Or the 2-block slide. That one felt really late. Okay. Both execute Scream 1 correctly. I feel like Prizzy's made up a little bit of time, though. Definitely seems like the gap closed a bit. Prizzy having a little, or sorry, Madu having a little trouble with the egg section, and Prizzy's goes pretty well. He missed one of the, got a little bit of lag at the end there. I want to say Prizzy's fight here is slightly faster than Madu's version. So, like, another opportunity for him to pick up some time. Madu executes his fight, but Prizzy gets his too, and he's, gets a little bit quicker kill that way. So let's see, 34 on the transition here, versus 37, so we're down to 3 seconds. Madu getting pretty lucky with the drops here, whereas Prizzy's pretty unlucky. Oh, and he respawns the fish again. Okay. No deaths, though. That's good. Pretty clean underwater section for Madu. That was nice. Going for that double slide. Yeah, he is trying to kill that that bug. Has a little trouble with the ladder screen, though. Madu with the better back half, Prizzy with the better front half. See what kind of patterns we get here. Rebubble with a miss shot. That's rough. 2 miss shots. Prizzy gets the best pattern. So yeah, he picked up a lot in that fight. Yeah, that's a good point, Baron. If he tried to drop down the normal gap, he would have gotten hit by the bug there. Good presence of mind, as the sports commentators like to say. No! Okay, so I was mentioning this last race that they both do a version where you can get subpixeled. Madu does get subpixeled here, so he's going to be playing the stage with the music. Let's, Oh, they both got... yeah, I didn't think that Prizzy got it. Okay. So, I'm guessing Prizzy's not going to do the clutch jump here with the music playing. Okay, no. Okay. We're through. The scary section when the music's playing, when you're not used to the lag that it generates. Because you practice it without the music, since 90% of the time that's what your run is going to look like. That's kind of incredible. I don't know that Prizzy actually got... I'm not sure if he got subpixeled there. Because, like, his positioning looked weird on the transition. Like, I just don't... Maybe his setup was off. I could be wrong on that, though. I wasn't watching his setup. I just saw the transition, like, looked a little far right. Madu manages to drop. Jeez, Prizzy with, like, all the refills in the world. Look at his ammo. Sometimes you don't have enough ammo to get through that section, and Prizzy still had a full half bar of magnet there. Hey, Madu with the fire slide. Ah, again struggles with the fight. Doesn't get the double hit. Prizzy gets a pretty lousy pattern. So didn't really pick up much there, I think. We're still like 5 seconds apart, though. Hasn't really gone above 7 seconds in the last like 8 stages. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So Madu got a drop and then jumped up and was kind of unsure of his position, I think, and then stopped. Sometimes that drop will mess up your jump up to the platform. He made a little stop after getting a refill in Doc Shadow as well in the parachute section, so he's like... Ever since that drop killed him in Game 1, he's been ultra cautious not to have that happen again. Yeah, but he was past that part when he stopped, so I think he was just kind of taking stock of whether he made it up to the platform or not just like keep holding right. Okay, Madu gets 4 on the first cycle. Dude, prisi got 5 on the first cycle in all 3 races. So Madu gets hit in the little parachute section there, whereas prisi gets it correctly, so he picks up even more time. He got some time in the fight, and then again with the parachutes, so he's really closing in here. Like we're pretty neck and neck here. Yeah, high-low spawn is impossible to deal with. So yeah, we're within like a second now. Alright, pretty clean long screen with the snake there. Dealing with the giant Mets well. Alright. Really clean end part of Doc Needle for both. They're maintaining this like really close distance between the two. Let's see what patterns we get here. The long jump is really hard to deal with. Everything else is pretty manageable here. Ooh, okay. So, prisi with the better fight there. They're like frames apart here. Madu, I think that was not quite the longest jump. I think Madu should have been able to get the second hit there. But still, that was a more difficult pattern to deal with for sure. prisi got a pretty easy one. I'm curious if prisi will get enough drops to do the laser quick fight for the 3rd time. Ah, missed shot there for Madu. That's a lot of lag. I think that puts prisi in the lead. Yep. You can see in real time what just getting hit once and having a bunch of lag on screen will do. Enough to change the leads. Okay. There's not enough ammo for prisi there this time. Still the same margin, but now the other way. Prisi with the lead over Madu. Okay. Wow, really strong fight for Madu there. Like, not only did he get far right, but he got the kill high up on the screen. prisi goes for it. Doesn't get it, though. I didn't see his transition, though. It looked like it may have been the safe pixel, but it may have just been too far right, also. So yeah, both going through this part with the music on. I feel like I just need to keep swapping the audio back and forth, like, every screen. prisi regains the lead here. In the back half. I guess he still had the lead the whole way there. It felt like Madu caught up on the metal fight, but yeah, anyway. So yeah, I see a couple snake fights here. Good fights for both. prisi got a more centered kill, which is mostly in the pattern. But yeah, they're a second apart going into the Breakman fight. What a race. Very nice proto kill. Madu's was only slightly slower. They killed him on the same cycle, but prisi got him on the top ledge. Which is just like a very slightly faster teleport out for proto. Oh, sorry, Breakman. That's not Proto. I'm pretty sure neither has a break split. Just FYI. I would argue it's hard to get very good at this game with a break split. Okay, so both navigating the underwater section pretty well, and the lead is about the same, about a second for Prisi here. It's gonna make this Yoku block screen interesting. Oh, Prisi takes damage. Madu picks up a little bit there. Who's going under the block and who's going over it? Let's see. Okay, Prisi goes over, Madu takes the lead. Incredible. You can see just a strat difference makes such a big difference there. Prisi kind of struggled getting over the block as well. Okay. Okay, these turtles are just dropping in sync. Look at this! Were the last 4 turtles synced with the same pattern? That was incredible. Prisi got a faster first turtle and caught up, and then I think they were the exact same after that. Oh, did Prisi miss menu there? Yeah, okay. I think he was trying to decide if it's like worth skipping Shadow Blade there, and it's like, no, you gotta kill the bees. Like after making the miss menu, it's like, can I play this out? Okay. Both executing the coil strats. Okay. Let's switch the audio up again. Alright. We've had 3 out of 4 easy double kills so far. Madu's gonna be first up on the right, Prisi right after on the left. 6 and 4, that's 7 and 3, we got it. Easy, easy. So we got about a second difference between the two. Madu holding a very slight lead. The next strat you gotta be concerned with is, are they gonna try to get between the first and second bullet on screen? Oh, interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen that mistake before. Prisi summoned Coil to the right there. Both able to navigate screen 2, though. But Madu widens his lead a little bit with that really weird screen 1 mistake from Prisi. Right, what do we got? I don't think Prisi goes for the zip here. Okay, he summoned Coil, but he did not go for it. Alright, here's the fight. No best friend for Madu. But gets the standard fight. Prisi does get best friend. And gets the really, the slightly faster kill. So, picks up a little bit of time there, but obviously Madu widened his lead there in Wily 3. He's up about 5-6 seconds now, which is a lot to make up in refights, but this is a really, really high skill ceiling level. So if Madu gives any breathing room at all, you can see Prisi cut into the lead here. Both go for Snake Gamma, so there's not really a difference there. Alright, Madu into the first teleporter at 39. See how his snake fight goes. Prisi at 44. Okay, that's a kind of a specific fight that Madu does where he deboosts on that intentionally. They both get the same pattern. Prisi's was a little better. a bit faster, but also he saved health. Madu has to pick up the health from Shadow there. Oh, the high jump there. Prisi couldn't quite do the one-hit fight, so he ends up getting Shadow's health as well. Alright. Both have a clean top fight. We got Hard. Madu does a slightly faster fight in Hardman. Executes it well. Prisi's going to stay and take the deboost on the left there and get Hardman's health. Go Damageless Gemini from Madu. No to do a laser, really clean fight. Prisi doing the fight that he invented here. Does it very well. Madu with Needle. Stays in, takes the deboost. Clean fight. Gets in a pretty favorable pattern. Prisi does the same. And then Magnet. Madu fights him really safely from the middle of the room there. Prisi does a slightly faster Magnet fight, but Madu's just not giving him enough space to catch up here. One jump for Madu. He does like a kind of a slower fight. Prisi has a faster one jump fight here. Nails it. Wow, okay. So Prisi definitely picked up a little bit of time, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's going to need a mistake. It's about 3 seconds now, when it was like 6 coming in. So we got the 2 quick kills. He's going to need like Madu to miss a snake here, or have something go wrong in Gamma, most likely. Because 3 is a lot to make up on these 2 quick kills. Madu gets phase 1, 2 lag snakes. Gets phase 2. Prisi here. Okay, basically the same Wily Machine fight. I don't want to be spoiled by race chat. Right, Madu coming up on Gamma here. Seven Shadow Blades in phase 1. Madu does it perfectly. Gonna go to Snake here, probably. Yes. Is he gonna miss a Snake? He does not. GG. Madu takes game 3 in a nail biter. 4 seconds separating the two. 34-30 for Madu, 34-34 for Prisi. Madu might have even had 34-29. Wow. What a race. GG to both runners. Can't really ask for a better game 3 than that. That was incredible. It was within 7 seconds for the entirety of the race, like pretty much from Needle on. I'm gonna see if they want an interview. Madu is gonna go ahead and advance to the semifinals where he'll face me, and then Prisi will face Sage Hero in the bottom bracket. Whew. Give me 1 second. I'll see if I can get the runners in here. Man, I got to commentate 2 races in the last 3 days, and they both went to game 3, and both of the game 3s were like as tight as you can imagine. The first one with Kyle Precise and Sage came down to a missed devil kill, which changed the leads at the last second. And then this one just man, just down to the wire. every single stage was like every screen was critical. I think Madu took the lead in Wily 1, but then they were basically synced coming out of Turtles. Miss Menu and Wily 2 put Madu in the lead. But then Madu kind of struggled with the the section at the end. But then prisi had the mistake at the beginning of Wily 3, and that really kind of ended up providing the difference. That was I don't know. I'm not sure if that was nerves or what. But very, very unusual mistake to see. But it makes sense to see unusual things in such a high pressure situation, I think. Looks like Madu is in here. Let me bring him up. Hey, Madu, how you doing? Madu there. Here, prisi. Madu, are you there? Oh, I lost them both. What's going on? Oh, you know there's going to be technical challenges. It's me. How could there not be? Madu, you there? Oh, it looks like Madu says having trouble having Discord connect. And prisi's restarting Discord. Oh, sorry. There's the second icon. Make it official.
Oh, hello.
Hello, prisi.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you for providing a very entertaining race. That second one was incredible. Sorry, the third one was incredible. Were you keeping tabs on it? I'm sure you probably were.
Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for the mistakes at the end there. I'm sure you wanted to win that one, but I think you can be pretty happy with your play overall. Can you describe what happened in Wily 3 at the start, the first screen there?
Hold on, I need to figure something out. Because when you talk, do you hear yourself?
I do not hear myself. No.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. What was the question? I'm so.
I was just wondering if you could talk to me about what happened at the start of Wily 3. Like, that was really surprising to me to see that screen go that way.
Third one, right?
Yeah, in the last race there, yeah.
Oh man, I don't understand. So I must have hit my A plus B input. That's what I do there. That's like a strat where you menu right away. So I'm holding left, right? Because Mega Man is facing right. Because what happened there should never happen. That's why I'm holding left, right? But my menu was so good. It was frame perfect. So I was, I guess, watching. I was still looking to the right. So okay, I was like, whatever, it's okay. I'm just, menu to coil. And then after that, I think I held left again. But I guess I did my A plus B input before that. Or it was like a frame perfect again. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I was right in the zone. That can happen, I guess. But
gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, unfortunate, of course, but it was really exciting going through refights. You had a really clean Magna kill, and then your Spark, the one jump refight was perfect. And so you definitely cut into the lead there, but yeah, unfortunately just like not quite enough with the Wily 2 and Wily 3 mistakes. The Wily 2 was a miss menu, yeah?
Yeah. Went to Rashette. And I was climbing the ladder, and I was thinking, okay, what am I doing now? Because I actually need Rashette, and I could, just maybe fly through, and then realize no, that's not gonna work, and then
yeah. You got a 5-hit first cycle on
3
Airman in all
times.
3 races, all 3.
Yeah. What? I'm super
That-
happy about that. Actually, let's talk about that. What? That
Hello.
is so hard.
Yay! It's Madu.
Yay, Madu.
Madu, congrats.
Congrats, GG.
Thanks.
Looking for the rematch in the bottom half, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just ask you guys one after another. I think you guys both were watching the last race, and it was close the whole way. I mean, it was like 7 seconds max for the entire race, pretty much. What were Madu first? Like, what was kind of your thoughts? Did it change your approach much? I saw you were like kind of a little hesitant with drops, and like you were playing pretty safe in some places. Did it change your approach? What were you nervous?
I was nervous, but it wasn't about the race itself. It was happening some weird stuff here. Like the first one was that froze that happened when we need to restart, and
Sure,
that
yeah.
happened once again during Shadow. And I noticed it was my browser actually, and not the computer. I noticed that because I saw that the stream froze. I was hearing what the commentary now and just stopped it, and I looked it was completely froze. Then I looked at my splits and okay, it was fine. But because of that, I lost my concentration, and I've done one of the worst first Gemini screens I think I ever done the last couple of attempts.
What was your pace out of Gemini? Because your Shadow and Gemini were kind of rough.
Yeah, the Shadow, I got out the high spawns.
Sure, yeah.
It was, and if you guys, I know you guys sometimes watch my runs, and you know that I almost always come back when I get a high spawn because my turn is not fast enough to make it. So I was like, okay, high, return.
Yeah, and then waiting out drops in case they drop something, because that's how you died in game 1, right?
Yeah, and I got the same drop in the last one.
We're talking about Shadow, right? The patches?
Yeah. Your
Uh,
parachutes were beautiful in all 3 races, Prisi. They were like majestic.
I don't think I turned around once. It's
No,
crazy.
No, they were really clean.
These races tell me that I should always go insanely aggressive on them, because I feel very good when I'm super focused, and it's one of the things, like the parachutes, when I'm super focused. Right now, I usually don't mess up.
Yeah, and then same question to you. You know, how you were kind of feeling throughout that race. Like you went for clutch jumps in the second game, which kind of surprised me with the lead. And
That's interesting. Oh yeah. I did not want to do. I did not want to do clutch jumps there. I swear.
Okay.
I was thinking about, okay, what's this? What's the old setup? So my new setup is I slide off the ledge, right, to the second, and then I realized, oh wait, but I don't remember the first. Like I just don't remember how do you do these without clutch jumps? I just don't remember. And the moment I slid, I was just like, okay, let's just slide off the ledge and then just jump. But then the moment I slid off that ledge, I was like, might as well just go for it.
Yeah. Once you're like, oh, I'm pretty far left, I should probably just slide, or else I might not actually make it. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you guys both didn't get the music despawn in the third race, so that kind of like maybe caused you to have to play safer there anyway. But
so
but anyway, yeah. Like, how are you feeling?
So you were asking me about the third race, probably, right?
Yeah. If you were nervous and if it changed your play much.
Okay, so let me say this. The first race went really bad. It's kind of like when I used to play tennis. When I played tennis in a match against a really, really good one, like really good player, I tend to play better. Like I tend to smash the ball over. I play better. But when I play against a bad person, or like kind of like not on my level, I tend to make a lot of mistakes. So first race, I was very far ahead, and I was like, okay, there's really not much pressure for me, and so I started doing a lot of like weird mistakes. Was not playing well, the second race, I was under pressure. I had to win. I had to perform, and this is just another match where you can see I actually perform much better under pressure. The third race as well. I was kind of under pressure. It's the last one. You just gotta go. Realized that I was having a really good shadow again, and then got to Gemini, had a rough Gemini, got to Gemini fight, and then I died again.
Yeah, he got you twice.
Yeah, he got me twice. I was sliding to the left, and it would have been fine, but I somehow was very nervous and got into my head. So at that point, I was 20 seconds behind, like 25 seconds, and I knew, okay, so now I have to play well. And then I think I started playing really well at that point and kind of climbed up and caught up one little by little. And then I think it was in Dark Shadow where it was like sync. It was completely sync. And I realized, okay, I was thinking about what I want to do and what I do not want to do. Thinking about like Dark Spark, music despawn if I even want to attempt it. 181 double slide. But then I realized, okay, you don't have to put that much pressure on the opponent. Just have to play well. You have just have to play. Just gotta keep going, because it works. It worked out before. I was not playing that much more aggressive, aside from the a couple spots like in Heartman where I did the weird jump up the long ladder screen. But I was telling myself to just focus, just try not to do many mistakes, try to be as clean as possible, play your game, and then it's gonna be just fine. And I think I was ahead into 183, right?
I think so, because I think Madu, you fell down in Wily 2, right?
Right. I think we had comparable total luck as well.
If you guys watch anything from those races, watch the turtle fight in Game 3. It was incredible. I've never seen anything like that in a race before.
But got to Wily 3, unfortunately did the miss menu. Miss menu in Wily 2, that was okay-ish. Just lost. I mean, it was bad. Rush miss menu is really bad. But then the Y3 thing at the start as well, right? So that was not good, and I was right there again. I had to perform. I had to play. I was under pressure. Pretty much had to play perfectly, and tried my best. But Madu just played it. Just played it very well, man. Just nothing to say there. He beat me.
Yeah, I mean, a testament to how well played. That was, like, losing a race with a 34-3x is not super common. Probably the first time that's happened in this tournament. I don't think that happened in the first Mega Man 3 tournament either. So definitely both played really well, and it's no shame to lose to someone with a 34-30.
Could have been a low 34 without the death, I think.
Yeah, the deaths were unfortunate, but still a lot of tournament left. It is a double elimination. I don't know if we lost Madu again, but are you there, Madu?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you are. Okay, cool. How are you feeling about going forward? So like now, how do you feel about your next opponent, Madu?
To be honest, I was expecting to be knocked out by prisi.
I'm rooting for you, Madu.
Just look at his PB yesterday.
True.
When he got that PB, I was like, oh my god, I'm completely lost match tomorrow.
Did you think you would just Madu? Did you think you would lose against me?
Yeah.
I thought the same way. I thought I would lose, and I'm usually right, so I lost. Because you know what? Because usually in my speedrunning career, I tend to. So usually when I get a high, very high, the next day it's usually a very bad stream, very low, bad play and stuff like that. And I had a huge high yesterday, so I knew I was not gonna, play my 100% best today, and I knew I was gonna be knocked out, kind of.
Yeah, but if you were thinking that way, I almost got a PB yesterday too.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I was almost 5 seconds ahead. when I got that weird diagonal input that throw me out.
It's like mid 33 pace, dude. Into Wily 3. Wily 2.
Yeah, you've got a 33 like any stream now. You've been knocking on the door for a while, yeah. No, when this race started, I said at the beginning, like it's such a tough one to call. Like prisi obviously has a lot of tournament success, but like Madu, you've just been so consistent in every game you've ever played, and like you got a lot of experience under your belt with Mega Man 3 as well. So not surprising at all for me to see you have this kind of performance and move on. So yeah, congrats, really impressive.
I wanted to say one thing. The Wily 2 Rush Jet thing, that was a mismenu. So just in case somebody is wondering
in game 2, yeah. Okay.
That was a mismenu. My hands are very sweaty.
You wanted me explaining my Wily 2 in second race? That was something.
I feel like we should rewatch this match together, like on stream. Maybe I'm just gonna restream it, and we're gonna watch and have fun.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But I'm really happy that we put on a really good show at the end. I lost. Obviously, I'm a little bit disappointed because I'm a very how do you say that? I try to be my best. I'm a very competitive person. But awesome, man. That first match was kind of unfortunate because we were kind of like feeling the game and getting to kind of our warm-up run. But that last match, I'm really looking forward to that because that was super close, and I'm just happy that we could put on a really good show at the end. And yeah, congrats again, Madu. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. Like I said, I also feel like that when I'm playing against a strong opponents during races. I actually have a lot of race experience by playing Mega Man X games, like racing against Luis or EAB, and they are a lot more stronger than I am in those games. So I'm kind of used to race against people that have better PBs and better experience with the game than I do. So I'm always feeling that I'm kind of pressure that I need to go for my best, and I'm really happy when I manage to beat runners that have better PB than I. It shows that if you try, you can.
It's possible. Yeah, anything is possible. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta be in the zone focus. Because any of the runners that has a mid or low 34 can, of course, beat a 33 as well. Like, and that's just like a lot of strats we don't do in races as well. And yeah.
And I'd say this race was probably one of my most memorable 3 races that I ever done. This last one.
That's awesome. I'm glad to be a part of it. Yeah, because I felt the same way. I've been really lucky with the matches I commentated. I've seen some really good ones this tournament. So thank you for keeping that streak going. That was sick.
Another like 3 races match, right? Like 3 races.
Yep.
You got to see. Yeah, it's awesome.
So yeah, prisi, you go on. Thankfully, this is a double elimination tournament, so you're into the bottom bracket.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I get to play again.
Yeah, you're still in it.
Who's my opponent? I can't.
You're against Stage Hero.
Oh, he's gonna get it. I'm gonna put all my rage into that match. I'm so sorry, Sage.
Oh my goodness. And then and Madu, you get to face me, so that'll be fun. I'm a little nervous for that one. That's gonna be a tough matchup.
Yeah, but I think I need that you do some more mistakes than prisi has done to have a chance. Well, you're playing at 33-3x right now, and even though I'm almost in the 33 range, it's still insane to run against something like that.
It's just you're the. Sorry, go ahead. But I'm really looking forward. Like I said, I'm pretty used to run against more experienced runners, and I always have a lot of fun. Even in the ones that I lost, I don't mind. I just want to have a race with strong people and sometimes have wins, and always a lot of fun.
Yeah, Madu, one thing. I think like you can really play without any pressure. I mean you will have pressure, of course, but you see, a lot of people will probably expect Fast to win. And you're still in the upper bracket, right? So you can. It's okay. You know, it's okay to lose that match. And I think you have more to gain than to lose, honestly. And I think if you push through the next couple of days and weeks, maybe before the race, you'll get a 33, get that momentum into the match, and yeah, and maybe who knows.
Let's see. I've been awfully busy lately, so huge thanks to having time to make this race today. It was probably my last free time of this week, and probably the next week. And just because I had that license. So thanks so much for having time.
Glad we got it in. Thank you. Yeah, well, yeah, looking forward to the matches coming up in this tournament. Only one scheduled currently, which is the 11 p.m. Eastern match between Papat and Great John on Friday, so you can look forward to that one. But a lot of matches still to be played in this tournament. We got the semifinal set in the upper bracket, and then plenty of more bottom bracket matches to go. Which the way it's structured, whoever comes out of the bottom bracket faces the winner of the winners bracket. So everybody's still in the tournament. Everybody's still with a chance to win it. So look forward to the future runs that are coming up. Do you guys have anything to say before we go?
Thanks everybody for watching and supporting. Thank you for commentating. And Madu, you did awesome race. Want to thank you for that. And good luck against Fast. You're gonna own it.
Thanks. I also want to thank everyone. Thanks for having us with this race. Thanks Fast so much for doing the commentary. I have to say that part of this being a great race was your commentary. It's always on point.
Oh, my pleasure. I haven't been able to do too many in this tournament, but the ones I've done have been so much fun. And so yeah, thank you for making it. Yeah, like I said, just my pleasure watching that.
And thanks everyone for watching.
Cool. Yeah, thanks to SpeedGaming, thanks to Mellow Flows for setting this tournament up. Thanks for everybody here watching. I think that's going to be it for us. Goodbye.